Good morning, YouTube and music lovers and lovers of musicians. This is a special episode, 1 of 12, for the 12 Days of Christmas Countdown, gift ideas for your musician, burgeoning musician, young family member or friend or whoever. And I did a first one yesterday that had over 12 ideas that are standard fare things that any musician or guitar player for that matter, for the most part, would really enjoy to have as a gift. You can never have too many of those items. So check that one out. That was yesterday on the 13th, Friday the 13th of December. But today I'm doing a video with Roxy here. I gotta cover my head with this Chio because she'll bite my ears off if I don't wear it. So, but I gotta have her here because she'll chirp away if I don't, and that'll be distracting. Anyhow, so this one is going to be another one of those where any of these items that you buy, you can't go wrong. You cannot make a mistake here because every musician, especially guitar player, is going to appreciate these items. But you don't have to be a guitar player. You can be a keyboard player too that has like electric keyboards and synthesizers, we call them. So if you're new to this channel, check out some of the previous videos, what it's all about. I call it Music Therapy Labs because music is therapy for me as well as for other people too. I think people are able to express themselves and work a lot of anxiety and stress and stuff out by listening to and then playing music is especially a great way. It activates, the creative side of your mind, which is really good for you too. So it's really important for these musicians to have clean power for their devices. And what I mean by that, devices. Well, if you have an electric guitarist, like some of these electric guitars here, like this one right here, you're going to be plugging into an amplifier, and that's going to be going into the wall. That wall outlet could have, bad power. It could have a circuit that's connected to some fluorescent light bulbs or other, dimmer switch type lights. There can be all kinds of other things connected to that circuit that can cause noise in their system. And also can cause dips and brownouts and stuff in the power to their equipment. That is not a good thing because the equipment can be, destroyed completely, or at least it can be degraded by the bad power. So the first step in defense is one of these. This is, if you don't know what this is, you just plug this right into the wall, and the little lights are going to turn green if you've got grounded power. Two green little lights right there, right? You want to have grounded power because if you don't, you can get shocked or electrocuted. Bad thing. Next step in the defense is, of course, one of these. So a lot of people will take those power outlets that you see computers and other stuff in your home connected to. Those are fine. They'll work. They'll be better than plugging right into the wall, to protect from something happening. But this is a much better, just go to their website, Furman, and just, pop in this device. I think it's called the SS68 or 6B, SS6B, I think. Because it's got 6 outlets. It's got enough space in between so you can put fat wall warts next to each other. Most pedals that you might hook up to your amplifier through your guitar, in a chain, are going to have various voltages. Some will have the 9 volt, that's the standard 9 volt. So another thing you can get them is a big box of these kinds of batteries, right? These copper tops are good. You don't want to get those, what do they call those? Those more, the higher, NiCads or whatever they are, the more higher energy kind of ones for electronic equipment. You don't want those for pedals. You want more of these carbon type batteries. They're better for the sound for the most part for most pedals. So those are like 2 first step things, and then you got your batteries. Can't go wrong getting 9 volt batteries and even AA batteries for your musician, because some pedals, sorry about the squeak, some pedals take AA batteries, not square 9 volts. So you definitely want to have, those 2 different kinds of batteries on hand. Then what you want to get is, if you have a recording studio or more, higher end equipment and computers and stuff hooked up, you might want to get a better power source like this, like a conditioner of this sort, right? So this actually has a multi-series of protection, goes in stages. It has, linear AC power conditioning. So it doesn't just protect, it conditions the power that's coming into your equipment, meaning that you're going to have a more consistent and regulated power source, which is really good. Now amplifiers, whether they're solid state is what's like the digital amps, like the Line 6s and Voxes and some other. Nowadays you see a lot of modeling amps. They're considered solid state, right? They don't have tubes that are used to produce the power and make what the sound. The tube amps actually have that cool sound because of how that power goes through a tube, and it's vibrating. The frequencies are vibrating right in that tube. So different kinds of tubes, different kinds of amps, the way that the circuits are made are all going to affect that flow of electrons and how it sounds, right? How it gets that flow of electrons gets to your speaker and then becomes sound, right? Bottom line is that whether or not you have tube amps or solid state amps, you're going to want to have controlled and regulated power, so it's a consistent power. Some pedals, of course, that people use for sound effects for their keyboards or bass guitar or guitars, you definitely want to have consistent power and the right source of power. So the next thing that's kind of important for a more, I guess you could say, guitarist or bassist or somebody who's got more professional system or setup, right? They're going to want something like this hooked up to their pedal board. So yesterday I demonstrated minimally you should have a one spot. One spot's made by the same company, so this is the One Spot Pro CS12. This one has 12 separate connections you can hook up to your pedals and control the power or regulate the power. So various different amperages, because different milliamp requirements for pedals, and everything up to 18 volt 100 milliamp conditioned power. So what's nice about those types of power sources is that they will give you a consistent power. Okay, you're going to get shielded, grounded, all that kind of stuff. But it will also, it's also going to give you independent power. So the one spot that I showed yesterday, that one like daisy chain type kind of power connector, works fine. But if you're running it through several different pedals, then you're gonna get different sources of power going through that same line. It's gonna affect pedals. I've seen that pedal show, so I was using their cup yesterday, but today I don't have it. My coffee cup today is yes, HP42 Studios, the metal cup. The metal keeps going. That's Henning Pauly. He's an awesome dude, I think, anyway. He's a cool dude, does a lot for the music community on YouTube. He's one of the first guys, actually the first guy I discovered, and I blame him for giving me gas, which is what I call gear acquiring syndrome, or the people on YouTube call gear acquiring syndrome. That's this room. Keeps piling up. But anyway, the bottom line is that Henning has merchandise, just like that pedal show has merchandise. So here's that pedal show thing. And grab that. That pedal show sticker. Anyway, Dan and Mick of that pedal show out of London, or no, not even London, but out of England. I think it's north of England. They are experts when it comes to how pedals sound and how you can get your sound, and they talk a lot about this stuff in much more detail than I'm going to ever talk about, because they know way more than I do. I've learned everything I know from all these guys on YouTube, basically. So some past experience, but not to this level. So the bottom line is that having these different kinds of regulated power sources, and especially for your pedals to have independent power, will affect your sound, and it will make it sound so much better when you have better, clean power. So that's it for today. I just wanted to share that. Whoa, one other thing. That's right. One final thing I wanted to show you guys is that if you have a Stratocaster guitarist in your family, that's this shape, Stratocaster, this brand, Fender. They also make a brand called Squier, so it's like the Epiphone brand, which is Gibson's cheaper brand. These guitars have what's known as a whammy bar. Whammy bar, otherwise known as a tremolo bar. That's this thing. Don't recommend it for beginner players, because they're going to struggle with tuning issues in the beginning. But after about 6 months or a year, they might be ready, and you can put this whammy bar in there. They call it a tremolo bar, even though it does a vibrato, not a tremolo effect. Lawsuits, stupid lawsuits in the music industry. Anyway, so most of the cheaper, like Squire guitars, they're gonna have the tremolo bar, and it's just gonna swing around like that as you're moving around. So it's gonna bang into the power. I mean, the power, the instrument cable, the guitar cable that's plugged in. It's gonna bang into that and stuff when they're playing. It's gonna whip around. Um, and there's a simple solution for that, and all the higher end strats come with this simple solution. And believe it or not, the simplest solution is probably something that costs a few pennies. It's these tremolo bar springs that you stick into the hole where this thing goes, right? And then when you tighten this on there, like there is one in this one, it now all of a sudden has some tension. So they're called tension springs, tremolo bar tension springs for strats, right? You can buy them from Fender. They're $5 for like a pack of 10. Buy a pack for your Strat player. Even if they don't know what it is, they're going to be like, oh, how did you know? Wow. You know, you'll be the hero. So get them a pack of those from wherever. Go to your local store first, buy it there. And they'll really appreciate you that you even took the time to buy them something so useful as that, right? So that's it for today. Roxy and I are going to say goodbye. Music Therapy Labs here on Friday, that was yesterday. Saturday the 14th of December. Giving you some shopping ideas for the 12 Days of Christmas shopping countdown. Hope you have a great day. Don't forget to comment down below if you have any other ideas you'd like to share. I'm going to do like another 10 of these because I'm going to do all 12 days, right down to Christmas, right? Of gift ideas. You know, comment on these. Like I said, share this video to other family members and people that are looking for gift ideas. Look at the previous ones. Hit the notification bell for the future ones that we will be notified when these come up. And then share and like and subscribe. Subscribing helps my channel grow. I just passed the 100 mark, which is for, you know, these numbers don't really matter at this point. I think when you start making some big numbers, it's gonna matter. But to me, it matters because that means there are 100 people out there at least. There's 105 or so right now that have hit that subscribe button, meaning that they cared enough to subscribe to my channel, meaning that they appreciate what I'm putting out there, you know, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's not like a magazine subscription that you pay for. It's a free thing. So hitting that subscriber button just helps me grow, you know. In the future, if I keep growing, and this is an endeavor that seems to be paying off, I'm gonna keep doing it. But the positive feedback and all the good wishes from all the other YouTubers and people interested in gear have been giving me have spurred me on to keep doing this. So it takes some time, but I appreciate everyone who's subscribed and commented and given me well wishes. And Roxy and I would like to all wish you guys a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and see you on the next one. Music Therapy Labs out, reminding you that the tone, the secret to tone, is in your mind, right? But the feel comes from your heart. You just have to put them together and make some music, man. Thanks a lot for watching and have a great day. Take care.